I'd like to welcome to the Metal Shop 101, Craig Raphael. What's going on, Craig? How you doing?
Hey, man, not too bad. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
No problem. Craig, for you people that don't know, I want you to join the revolution of newmusic.com. And he is also a musician himself. This New Bands New Music started out as a radio station, didn't it? From what I gather.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that is correct.
and
Um, it just kind of the TV part kind of just fell in my lap, really. But when COVID happened, I was in a band called Drastic Down, and we were doing our thing, and then COVID kind of screwed everything up, of course.
right,
And initially, I was just trying to figure out a way for my band to continue on during this stupid thing going on.
right,
And it ended up that the band broke up, and I thought, well, I'm already vetted in this thing. Let's see what we can come up with. So I looked into radio initially because I thought radio would be a cool thing.
right.
Bands need radio. Um, and then I was scrolling through Instagram one day after they were listening to me, apparently. And I had this thing pop up about getting your own Roku television channel. And
Okay.
immediately I thought, well, that would be sweet, but I'm sure it's stupid expensive or something.
Right, right,
But they won't tell you anything until you sign up and go through like their demo.
right.
And when they did their demo with me, I realized right away that this is one very, very cool, and that it would be a really nice thing for all of us.
Right,
Um, and I also learned for two, even though it's not cheap, I'm not going to say it is actually doable for me.
right.
And I was able to wine and dine those guys, and they eliminated about 3/4 of the upfront costs for me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, otherwise, I mean, I can't drop $7,500, right?
Right,
So I told them basically, if you make it reasonable for me, I'm a customer, but
right.
I'm not able to do that. So I got a call back from the I think he's the VP of the developer that does the apps,
Okay.
and he worked it out for me. I have no idea at the time. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that this is going to be really cool.
Right,
Um, and then we launched on June the 1st of 2025.
right. I've been following you since day one.
Oh,
So
have you?
when I
Okay,
when I
sweet.
started seeing the post, I'm like, whoa, this is pretty cool. It's cool to see somebody actually giving the bands like an MTV, quote unquote, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I just did a local TV thing here at the NBC affiliate,
Nice.
and yeah, it was very cool. One of the guys came in and performed, one of my country artists. Um, did great. But anyway, they didn't put it on the air, but the lady asked me, what is the revolution?
Right,
Fair question. So I explained to her, um, think of MTV. We all know what MTV did when they
right,
played music videos, but we're doing the same thing with today's technology with streaming and mobile apps.
right,
And the big difference is that we only do independent artists. So you're not going to see Britney Spears and Jay-Z and any of those jackoffs on here. You're going to see real musicians
right,
that make real music,
right.
who, just like me and you, who understand that that's a really cool thing, and that void needed to be filled. It never really should have went away. I mean, nobody wanted MTV to quit playing music videos, I don't think.
No,
I mean, only the money making people supposedly, but the public, especially the rock and roll and metal,
right.
we love that show, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, and so, yeah, man, here we are today. I'm getting a lot of action. Things are growing really well. I have Paul Lydell from Dangerous Toys
Right,
that does Sunday Night Rocks, which is essentially, Headbangers Ball
right,
for the independent people.
right. Very cool.
We also have genre specific shows every night. So I do Monday Metal Madness with Diego, Honky Tonkin' Tuesdays with Matt Tucker. Matt's the one that came out here and did the television performance.
Okay.
I believe that he is the unknown country superstar that nobody knows about yet. Um, Wednesday, I have We Rock You Pop Wednesdays, so it's more pop rock and
Right,
rock, not so much metal or heavy. Thursday, we do hip hop, electronic, alternative, and dance. So any of those categories. And then Friday night, I do the Friday night releases for either new bands that joined this week or new releases of bands that are already on.
right,
And then Saturday night, we do a live concert. And Sunday nights, we do the news and kind of recap on the news, everything I just explained.
right. Very cool.
Yep. Very cool. Thank you.
Now, I mean, you guys launched on Roku. You are now streaming on what, Fire Stick and a whole bunch of other ones, actually. So,
Yeah.
like, I
We're
mean,
taking over the world, dude.
that's the way to do it, man. But
Um,
it's like,
so yeah,
I mean, the people that get to, that watch that kind of stuff these days, I mean, these bands got to be getting some awesome exposure. I mean,
they are. No doubt about it, dude. We have so yeah, we started on Roku. Now we're on Fire TV,
right,
and we're also on the Apple and Android app stores. So now, literally anyone on any device anywhere in the world can stream us on the TV and hear us on the radio.
right. Very cool.
Yeah. Um, I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt. We get a lot of action, but it's still growing for sure. I mean,
Right,
we're not getting hundreds of thousands of views every day or anything crazy. Um, but it is growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And if you think of it in terms of, I'll use my old band. We were together for 4 years and we did two EPs and we did a little tour. We played shows all over, and we were lucky to have a couple hundred streams on YouTube. You
right.
know what I mean?
Now, how can an independent band get into this? You know,
Uh,
new bands, new
yeah,
music.
yeah. Good question. The the best thing to do is to go to our website at newbandsnewmusic.com, and you can stream the radio and you can stream the television, kind of like if you're on the fence but you want to check it out, you can do that there before you sign up. And then you just sign up. There's directions inside to provide people how to submit their stuff. um, Everyone gets in for free. Free really is free. You get one video and you get one song.
Right,
Should you want more, those would be upgrades. They cover the costs of the streaming, which is, when you stream videos 24 hours a day, it adds up.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
And so the upgraded spots are for people that want more exposure, multiple videos and multiple songs. When you get to the one tier, the one after the first one, that would automatically put you as like a brought to you by sponsor before some of our shows and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Very
but
cool.
not, it is not required, man. I mean, everyone can do it for free.
Right.
I think, I think that was an important thing. When I started this, um, spending essentially about a mortgage payment a month, it's
Right.
kind of like, you know, uh, I don't want people to, I don't want to require them to have to pay. I need to make money,
Right.
but that's not where I want to do it at.
Right.
Um, and so I feel like that's a really cool thing. Uh, Not that they couldn't afford to upgrade, but not everyone's into it for that. Some people just want to live out the dream of being on MTV, you know,
Right.
and now you can, you know,
Right.
yeah,
So, I mean, this covers any genre, and I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a huge boost for independent artists, which absolutely is one of the reasons why I do what I do and what you're
sure
doing.
thing.
But I've always had a face for radio, so but
Yeah.
but
Well, I have hosts that host, man. I'm not on there very much, and that's the same reason. I look like I look like the dude from Billy Corgan. I look like Billy Corgan and Bill Murr mixed.
so but I mean, is there like a contract that they have to sign up for? Is it like, hey, or what do I want, or a subscription?
Yeah, that's a better word. There are no contracts. It is a subscription. Even if you're free, you sign up and you agree essentially, all the legal terms, but basically when you sign up, you're that protects both of us. So it means that I'm bound to my terms and that you're bound to my terms.
Right,
And they're real simple. You give me permission with the stuff you provide to me to air it,
right,
and I cannot edit it or alter it or put it out anywhere else without your consent.
right.
That's really all it is. But I am registered with BMI,
Okay,
and so if an artist is registered with BMI for the TV, they can get paid. I can track you and report you.
right,
The radio, anybody can, if you're registered with any of it,
right,
you can get paid that way.
right. That's what I've noticed. A lot of independent bands don't understand all that. You know.
Y-
So could you explain
Yeah,
that for them? Because I saw your post or your video on TikTok, and I thought it was pretty in depth and it was pretty good. And I think a lot of bands need to know what they need to do because, I mean, there's a lot of fantastic bands out there, and they just, hey man, here's my song, here's my song, here's my song, and they're like, well, I'm not getting paid.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
going on? So if you could
yeah.
explain that,
I'd be glad to, man. And it is important. So uh, when you're a band and you submit to a radio station or a TV station or anything like that, that's going to be out in the public. If you register with what's called a public rights organization, so like BMI, ASCAP, um, Sound Design, and there's a slew of them,
right,
Um, but the purpose for them, the PROs, is for the artist, ensure that a guy like me can't screw you out of your pay.
right,
So it's very ironic because guys will be like, well, but I'm not making any money. Well, I don't pay you, bud. You have to be with the people that pay out. And so before streaming, this is how everybody did it.
right,
And if you're registered properly, I'm required to register so that I track you and I report what I do with you.
right,
And if you're registered, my reports just kind of secure the deal that you're going to make payouts from your public rights organization.
right,
But if you're not registered and I report it, they don't know who to pay to.
right,
Because even though I tell them that information in their database, there's like I have a license that's way different than an artist's license.
right,
Um, so in a nutshell, man, if you don't register, to make it simple, like your address at home, you're not going to receive your mail.
right,
And it's the same type of thing. Your mail's going to go out, but if you don't let them know where to send it, you're not going to get it.
Right.
And it's not required that you're registered in order to be on my program. It's merely that if you are and you're doing it correctly, you will be paid for it.
Right.
And there's no middleman. Okay. So I don't want to bash on Spotify, but you know, they have all these um, requirements before you get paid, and they're not necessary. You
Right.
don't have to go, you can just do it the way I just explained, and you don't have to jack with that.
Right.
Um, I think people are, that's the problem, man. I think people are misunderstood about how this works because of streaming.
Right. Yeah, because
Um, oh,
a lot of bands they just throw their music out there and sit and wait, you know, and wait
yeah,
and wait, you know.
yeah, and it's sad because they literally don't know that they're not doing it right.
Right.
The platforms, the other platforms that are available are not going to tell them this stuff.
No.
They don't care.
Right.
They're still going to make their money, so they just don't. They don't care.
Right.
Um, I am going to have someone when I find someone that's willing to do it. I'm going to have a music attorney show where they're going to talk about this stuff from a music attorney,
Right.
so that people can, just like they tune in to watch Paul Lydell's show, they can tune in on this show to get educated about how this stuff works and ask questions and get answers from an
Right.
attorney.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's not us the DJs that pay you, it's the organization that pays you that you're
yeah.
registered with.
Yes, that is correct, and you get it a lot, I bet. You're right. People are like,
Oh,
"Well,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, are you going to pay me for my spends?" Well, right away. See, I know that that guy probably has good intentions, but he has no idea how this works.
Right. That's
And
why go ahead.
when you try to educate them, they seem to get a little bit pissy.
Right.
But it's not. I'm not being a jerk, man. I'm just trying to make sure you know how you can get paid.
Right.
It's not me. It's you.
Right. That's why we pay for licensing.
That's
You know.
correct. Yeah, good
Yeah.
point. I mean, that's exactly, we're required to pay so that you can get paid,
Right.
but you have to do your part and
Right.
do it correctly.
Right.
And yeah, yeah, good thinking, man, to bring that up because that is such a big problem with younger bands, especially. I think, guys that are 50 like me, I think they get it a lot better. But the 20-year-old kids out there, 25,
Right.
they don't have a clue, man. They've never lived life without streaming.
No, they just want to be rock stars and get
Yep,
on stage and make millions of dollars, and it don't work that way.
that's
It's a
right.
long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
That's right, man.
So, well, let me ask you this: with I know you don't play it on the shows, but what is your take on all this uh, stuff with AI music nowadays?
Yeah. Um, Generally speaking, I think it's crap.
Right.
Um, but I will say something that I am aware of where it's not a bad thing, and that is there's there's programs where let's say you write a tune and you collaborate with another artist that is not in your hometown.
Right.
You guys can together do the ideal. You can do the vocals and you can do like an acoustic guitar and pretty much do it, and then you can pump that into a program. I've seen people use it, and it'll spit out a full version of that song with drums and the whole shebang.
Right.
Okay, now I don't think that's so bad as long as you're just using that to to promote yourself, uh, or to shop yourself, let's say.
Right.
Um, but what I don't like is that people are using my song and your song and tweaking it with AI and now calling it their own. And
Right.
that's total BS.
Right.
Yes. Big corporations like Spotify and them, they're promoting that,
Right.
you know.
Well,
Um,
well, thing is the latest Bandcamp news is they're not supporting AI songs. Period. They're done.
okay, Bandcamp. That's why I guess I've had some people tell me
Right.
that we're only going to use your platform and Bandcamp.
Right.
Okay, so they have a system in place to catch
Yeah,
AI.
because that that news just broke. I think this week it just broke that they're not going to support AI artists, which, in my opinion, is great because it's not real music. It, you know,
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, you, me, we could plug anything into a AI music program and spit out a song, but there's no human connection.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, and that is exactly how I feel, man.
right,
I think it's overall, I think it's hokey pokey BS,
right,
and that it's another additional thing that's going to jack up the music industry.
right. I I think they need to shut them all down.
I agree, man. I agree.
So
You know, but see, from their perspective, it's a great deal. I mean, they've already told us there's several AI people, completely AI, that are leading the charts.
right, right,
And if you're Spotify or the record label or whatever, and you can make money on that and not have to pay anyone that made it,
right,
then I can see why they do that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it, and that's why they're doing it.
right. Well, there was just recently some AI artist just got a record contract.
What the hell?
I
How?
know. I'm like, what? I'm like, she created this whole, I guess, avatar video of this girl singing and all this stuff, and the record label caught on to it. It like shot up the charts, and they offered her a deal. It's
Never
not even
forget,
human.
man. Yeah, yeah, but never forget, uh, Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, Millie Vanilli. I remember them days.
So, yeah, I mean, think about that, right? Because that was one, the artists weren't really singing,
Right,
but two, the managers, producers, everyone in the mix knew that that was BS.
right,
And it went international and they got Grammys, they got them taken away.
right,
So the same people that did that are doing this. It shouldn't be that surprising, you know?
right. But I think AI music has overrun. It's out of control. It's out of control because
It
I
is
even
also,
I even see some of these AI software programs that you know they oh well, if you pay us this much, you can use this as far as licensing goes or whatever. It'll be yours.
yeah.
And I'm like, what? So they're the ones making money, not you guys, not the
Well,
artist.
you know, good segue because I've had people say to me the negative Nellies, I call them, that you'll never compete with Spotify and all that. And I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not trying to compete with Spotify.
Right,
I want nothing to do with what they're doing.
right,
And what we are at New Bands, New Music TV and Radio is like you said at the beginning. I mean, this is our music television program. It's for all of us.
right,
It's not for the Spotify people that are, oh my God, I got to get on Spotify. I can ask any of them why, and they can't tell me why.
right,
Are you making money on it? No. Has it increased your overall anything? No. Why do you feel so? I mean, you should be on it, but why are you putting all your effort into that?
right.
You
Exactly.
at 1/3 of a penny per spin, and they have $1,000 cap before they'll even think about paying you. How
Right.
many spins is that going to take? You've been doing it for 2 years and you've only got 200 so far, you know?
Right. And that's another thing that upsets me because I mean these artists they work so hard. You know, whether it be songwriting, playing instruments, getting a band together, you know, blood, sweat, tears they put into this project. And you know, you got to make a million streams to, you know, make $50.
Yeah,
I mean,
significant money, right. I mean, anyway, yeah, don't like the AI thing, man. I
yeah,
think it's,
me either.
there's good and there's bads with it, I suppose, but what I've seen so far, it's all for the bad.
Right. So, got
Yeah.
anything else you want to add in here, Craig?
Um, well, if anybody doesn't know, I think we said it briefly, but you would want to go to newbandsnewmusic.com
Right.
and sign up there. Um, you can also, if you get inside the members area, I provide everybody with a way to reach me personally. So, if you're having troubles or you don't understand something, you can literally reach out to me personally inside. Um, and I just want to welcome everybody and anybody and appreciate you bringing me on here today, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Anytime. I'll keep watching for you guys, watching for you, man. It's growing. I mean, it's taking off like crazy. You know,
Yeah, it really is.
I first found you on TikTok, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, this guy's really on to something here. Pretty cool.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I got a little bit of Mitch Malloy from Mitch Malloy probably.
right,
He's done a couple things with me. Oh, that is something I want to mention. And of
okay,
course we got Paul Lydell.
right.
But coming up, we're gonna have a show and a host, and his name is Mark Weiss.
Hmm. Would
You
that
know
be
that
Mark
name, I bet you.
Weiss, the photographer?
That would be.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I know, dude. And I'll tell you the story real quick how that came about because it's truly super cool.
Okay,
So when I'm scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot, if I see anything that fits my platform, I will reach out to that person
right.
and try to like start a conversation. Well, I'm scrolling through one day and I see a guy post. Now, I didn't look at who it was or anything. It just said that I have a music magazine and I have a Kickstarter campaign if you'd like to donate to help me do it. So that was enough for me. I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to message this guy, which I did. We spoke a bit there. He gave me his phone number. I called him up and I told him all about New Bands, New Music Television. And then I asked him about what he's doing. And he says, well, I just got done with my latest edition on my magazine called Rocked. And I did the centerfold with David Lee Roth. And and I said, wait a second, did you just say that you did a photo shoot with David Lee Roth? And he chuckled and he says, didn't you see who I am? And I said, I'm sorry and maybe embarrassed, but I did not. I literally just saw that you have a magazine and that you needed some help.
Right.
He says, well, my name is Mark Weiss. And I instantly knew. And I was like, oh my God, dude.
That's
I even
awesome.
told him, I said, this is effing insane, dude.
Right.
And we've been talking since probably like April or something last year.
Cool.
He's very busy.
Right.
He's got a lot of stuff going on, but he did tell me just the other day that he's supposed to go to the Grammy Museum and he's going to be filming like an entrance to New Bands, New Music at the Grammy Museum.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So I think when the day comes that Mark Weiss is on the TV screen, this thing is just going to really go crazy because there really isn't anyone that Mark Weiss doesn't know.
Oh, exactly. I mean,
literally.
he's a legend.
Yeah, I
Absolutely a
mean,
legend.
my wife asked me. Now, my wife isn't a metalhead, and she doesn't follow this stuff, right?
Right.
She goes, "Well, why? Who's Mark Weiss?" I said, "Well, Mark Weiss is like the Michael Jackson of photography.
Right.
I mean, he he's like that huge. I'm honored, man. It's still dumb. I'm dumbfounded that he's even talking to me. He's in my phone, you know. Weird,
Hasn't sunk in yet.
a little
That's
bit.
awesome.
Yeah, but you'll be seeing it. Sometime I expect probably by like April to somewhere in the summertime.
Okay. Very cool. Mark Weiss, man. And Paul Lydell does the rock show on Sundays. And
Sunday Night Rocks.
you want to run through that schedule again, real quick
Yeah.
for these people?
Um, Everything is at 7 p.m. Pacific and 10 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
So we have Monday Metal Madness with Diego from Wardozer, who is a prominent band on our platform. Honky Tonkin' Tuesdays with Matt Tucker. We Rock You Pop Wednesdays with Bobby Roberts from Cardboard Dreamhouse. Um, Thursday we have Head, which is hip hop, electronic,
Right.
alternative, and dance with Lance Ziegler. Friday nights I host the Friday night releases. Saturday night we don't really have a host. I just play a concert.
Right.
Um, and then Sunday the news is at 7 p.m. Paul Lydell is at 5 p.m. Pacific time,
Very
8
cool.
o'clock Eastern. And starting on February 7th, we're going to have a new host on her own show called The Spider Web, and her name is Madison Violet. She's she's on the program. She's like a really young metal chick.
Oh,
Really
cool.
good. Really good. Yeah. I hope she's not hearing me. I sorry, a chick. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, got a lot of stuff going on. Thanks again so much
Very
for having
cool.
me.
Oh, no problem, man. Again, guys, that's newmusic.com. Craig, thanks for coming on the show and looking forward to seeing more, man. Keep it
Thank you.
going. All right.
Will do. Thank you very much. Good to meet you, bud.
Hold on.